Tuesday. Next Tuesday, you've got Doncaster, and I think it's your 1,000th game.
Question mark.
Well, yeah, question mark, but I think it is being confirmed as that. Unfortunately, it was nearly Palace, which would have made it perhaps extra special. I don't know, but 1,000 games—that's some landmark, isn't it?
Well, it's ridiculous, to be absolutely honest. I go back to my first season in management at Crystal Palace. We finished 7th from bottom, I think, which was the highest we'd been all season. And there were various times during that first season I think I would very happily have gone to prison rather than drive to the training ground.
Why, just pressure and...
No, as I say at the time, it was the blind leading the blind, because I didn't know what I was doing. And
you were 30 years old.
28, didn't you? I think
yes, only just 28.
Yeah.
I think it was 27 when I got the job. And you're just not prepared for it. And when your team's losing and you don't have any answers and people are expecting you to come up with answers, it's a lonely job anyway, but in those circumstances it was very, very lonely. Again at the time, looking back, I often sort of talk about it when we go away on the bus now. I think I have 10 staff with me. When I first went away with Palace, and it's not often we went on the bus overnight anywhere, but my kit man was also the groundsman. I had an assistant, Ian Evans, who was my assistant manager, and the physio was part-time. We used to meet him at the away ground, so there was me and the kit man come groundsman, and Ian Evans is the staff. So
changed a bit. Times
have changed.
But, I mean, you say that first year, but I mean, you obviously enjoy football management because you.
No, it's. I always say it's the process of preparation. It's the way I do the job now, and it's the only way I can do it. From game to game, I more or less have the same process of preparation. It's during the summer you look back and say, well, yeah, I enjoyed that, it was good. But it's so hectic from game to game, trying to get things ready, that it's very, very rare that you sort of sit back and think, well, isn't this a fabulous job I've got here?
Who was your first game against?
I know.
Who was it?
Was it Northampton?
Blackburn.
Was it? Oh, there you go.
Way?
Selhurst, I think.
Did you win? Do you remember?
No, for some reason I've got no.
1 each.
1-0.
So you've got the right result.
How long did it take you to get A, the hang of it, and B, to enjoy it?
I don't think you do enjoy it. Once you're in the thick of a season, you enjoy. I always say that the drug that keeps people in management is the victory. Alex Ferguson said to me, I think it was last year, that you get old very quick when you haven't got a winning team, and I can testify to that. And when you have got a winning team, then life's a breeze. The season we got promotion, I was perceived to be, that's perceived to be my best year in management. I probably did the least work of any year I've ever been in management, because it was almost self-sustaining. Obviously a lot of work went into the preparation for that season, but once it got going it was a rolling stone. Whereas when you got the normal routine of football management, which is win, loss, draw, win, draw, loss, then there is no logic to it, and I am very analytical, so that can be frustrating for me.
And the life expectancy of managers now is supposed to be only a few months, isn't it? Do you think it's quite an achievement to get to 1,000, isn't it? Not many people have done it.
Well, I think I've been able to do it because I've had breaks. I think that's been important for me personally, a chance to look at other people and see how they do the job, and gives you a different perspective. It's amazing to me that I've got to 1,000 games. As I said, that first year I hated it, and the second year marginally less.
So you do another 1,000?
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, my contract is up in not too many games' time. But I really don't think about it. I've given up looking at. I have no ambition in management other than to win the next game. Again, that's another sort of way I just conduct myself, and the only way I can get through it, really. Because if you start looking for 2 months' time and the Birmingham game, or then you just wish your life away, and you can't actually smell the roses at any time. Whereas, realistically, there are some fabulous camaraderie moments and fabulous sort of dressing room moments, and I always say the most important thing, I think, is in any football club is the bond between all the people who work there. And when the bond is tight, then it's a great feeling.
How did you get the job? Did you apply for it, or were you approached? Ron knows.
When I retired from football, I went to live in Amsterdam for 3 months, just to physically to try and heal my leg a bit, because I just had 3 knee operations, and then to also just get away from everything really, and just see what I wanted to do with the rest of my life, because I'd gone into football thinking I wanted to be a teacher. And at 27 and sort of on the scrap heap as such, you think, well, what do I do with my life now? So I went away for 3 months, and the biggest day of my week was Sunday, going to Dam Square in Amsterdam, getting the Sunday newspapers and looking at all the football results. So I just had the feeling there was something inside me and wanted to be a part of football. I came back from Amsterdam and I actually went to the football writers' dinner, and I met Ron Nodes for the first time, and just stood in his, and there was about a dozen people in a circle just chatting before the dinner, and he'd just appointed Dave Bassett as manager. And then I think 4 or 5 days later, Dave Bassett left, returned to Wimbledon, and I just had a good feeling that I was going to get a phone call from Ron Nodes, and I did. Came down to South London and stayed there for a long time.
In those days, nowadays it doesn't happen, does it? You don't get a manager getting Brendan Rodgers and Eddie Boothroyd and people like that, but it's still very young to be put in charge of a football club.
Yeah, again, it's, looking back, he obviously saw something that perhaps I didn't see in myself. At the time I thought it was a massive step to take, but as a player you just think, well, management is this, and you have no appreciation of what's actually involved. And once you do, you're in the hot seat and the season's going, and then you realise you're totally out of your depth. It wasn't often that I felt comfortable in that first season, and hence the reason I didn't enjoy it at all. I think with about 4 games to go, we won away from home at Grimsby, and that was one of the best feelings I've ever had in my life, because it more or less, I think that we played Cardiff away, and that was the game that made us safe that year. But they were the best feelings I had all year. Other than that, it was just misery.
What's it like when you're that young? There's probably players older than you and things like that. And obviously you're a rookie as well, sort of thing.
Yeah. Again, you wish your life away, because at that stage I did say on a number of occasions, even though I'd played for England, Man United and all that, seniority gives you a respect that no matter what you achieve in football, you can't duplicate. Seniority, people just respond more to seniority than, by the way, I've got 40 odd caps.
That helped though, didn't it?
I wouldn't have got the job otherwise. And the fact that my career was cut short obviously gave me some kind of motivation or incentive to stick at it, because there were so many times in that first year of management where I just thought, this is going nowhere and I don't know why I'm doing it.
Who did you pick Amsterdam? Why did you get to Amsterdam?
There's a physiotherapist called Richard Smith who became famous with England not so long ago. He was a young physiotherapist, and I went to work with him for 3 months.
Did you go to the cafes?
I went to a lot of places I'd rather not go into. But it was very enlightening to a young scouser.
The high points over the
the best feelings I think were beating Liverpool after the 9-0 in that season. Beat them in the semi-final to get to Wembley, finishing 3rd in the old First Division. Having years of Premiership football with Palace. Zenith Data Systems Cup for Palace. They go to Wembley and win the Egg Cup. It was a momentous day. Promotion here, you know, that was the dream season, the one you do dream about. Lose your first game and then only one more match the rest of the year. 106 points, hopefully never ever beaten again.
Not now after Leicester lost, I think, last night, isn't it? Safe for another season.
It's
anyway.
not our division.
No,
Division.
I know, but yeah.
So, you know, lots of happy ones. I would think they're the main ones. Leading the team out at Wembley on a number of occasions for a manager is, you know, a real rosy feeling.
Is the job harder nowadays, Steve, than when you first started, or is it easier?
It's more media intensive. You know, I would just say that on TV. You know, I can't remember a Palace having a press conference at all.
When your first season?
Well, my first 9 seasons. Towards the end, maybe. We got relegated that year. I can't remember a great deal about it, to be honest.
There's a lot more pressure on the job though these days, isn't there?
No, the pressure's always from within. You know, I felt the most pressure my first year because I didn't know what I was doing. You know, it was terrible going home at night and you're thinking, well, we've just been beaten by, you know, whoever, and you see the eyes look up at you in the dressing room after a game and they want you to say something which is meaningful and positive for the next game, and you're sitting there thinking, shit, we're never going to win another game, and you know, I don't know what to do come Saturday. I still have those I don't know what to do moments, but I've got more sort of experience to call upon, and you know, it just sort of gets you through it.
What do you enjoy? If you don't enjoy management, what do you
Summer. I enjoy the wins. You know, the 20-minute feeling after a win is the best drug ever. You know, that is the addictive part of the job. You know, you work and travel up and down the country and watch loads of videos to try and get that feeling. Give yourself the edge for that feeling.
What do you do when you're not working? Or is it always you're always thinking about the next game?
No, I like to play golf, but I played golf once in December only because my son was home from America, and prior to that I think I played early September. So
You say you've been managing still in 5 years' time, Steve?
we got Ipswich on Saturday. Don't look no further than that. Management, you're not in control. Nobody's, just do your job, keep your head down, get on with it.
You had that time at Man City as well, didn't you? When it was only about 33 days as well, wasn't it? That
6 games.
6 games, yeah. When do you ever look back on that and think what was going on there?
No, I knew what was going on there. Do I ever look back on it? Occasionally. Well, I'd like to think of the other 994. 3. Sometimes you're just in the wrong place. Sometimes you're in the right place.
That's what kids said.
What would you have taught then, Steve? Economics or? Degrees in it, isn't it?
No, well, before football I wanted to I was going to do a degree in economics and then a postgraduate degree in PE.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I would have taught PE and economics.
Right, yeah.
But after a year in football, full-time football, I realised I could never ever be a teacher.
Money's a bit better.
Well, not when I first started at football, it wasn't.
You get longer summers though, teaching.
Well,
Think of all that goal.
it's marginal. It's marginal.
We get the playoffs.
It's marginal. Very close.